So this is the pre-start race 5 of the 2019 RS800 Inlands. We're just setting up for the start. It was about 20 plus knots northwesterly and approaching the start now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and we're off. So it's a pretty conservative start from us, but we hit the line with good speed, kind of 8-9 knots, and yeah, it's quite breezy, so you can see a lot of the boats were just back from the line, so we just really lined up on starboard from a long way out and inched our way towards it. We carried enough speed through that we were in, managed to kind of burst through and get quite a good lane with Cameron and Daryl in 1-2-3-2, and then Luke and Emma just on their hip as well outside with the gull stickers on their sail. So coming off the line, course about 247, 245, so reasonably lifted on starboard as we come off the line, and then just there we just get a bit of a we just seem to stutter up a little bit, and I don't know, we bear off kind of down to 139, like a 10-degree bear off to regain the speed, but we never get the height back, and Cameron and Daryl are in a super quick mode and seem to edge out, pull up to windward from us, and then when the breeze goes back up to 245, 250, then yeah, they're past us and over the top of our hip. So yeah, hitting a few waves there and boat speed knocked off, and yeah, Cameron and Daryl have really ripped through passes. Boat speed up to 10 knots, so we're obviously not really pinching anymore and footing off, but the course is going up to 250, so we're being lifted there, and yeah, that's obviously lifting Cameron and Daryl up inside us as well at the same time. So number back down to 242, and yeah, probably a bit of a more even setting, maybe even a bit left of average. Boat speed still over 9 knots, so not pinching, sailing quite a free mode, and yeah, down to 234. You can see the boats behind are sinking down into us, and Luke and Emma tack off there. I think Cameron and Daryl tack as well. You can just see them on the edge of the frame there, and we kind of simultaneously tack with them. Not a bad tack, a little bit stalled up, but get through the boat pretty quickly. So you come to this ley line, get a bit of a lift, but which kind of helps us just get inside Cameron and Daryl. Then we tack in the ley line, really getting to the back of the 400 fleet. Actually, you know, he started 4 minutes ahead of us, so on only a 6.5 minute beat, we caught up with them. Yeah, you can see Cameron and Daryl just under the boom, and then Luke and Emma below them. I think Luke and Emma had to do a double tack up to this windward mark, and not sure if you've got stuck head to wind or capsized or what, but certainly you don't see them around the windward mark after us, and just trying to get the lines off. What you can't see just off the camera is how many 400s there are just ahead of us, so just managed to get just behind that transom of a 400 there, and it's a few behind, so get the bearway in nice and safe. Cameron follows us around, pop the kite. Unfortunately the kite wasn't quite all the way up, the pole wasn't quite all the way out, so guy goes back in to grab that, and it's a good hoist otherwise, and but unfortunately it just allows Cameron and Daryl to get a little bit closer to us, but they've got a, you know, twist in their kites. They're a bit slow on the hoist as well. So I'm not sure, there is a boat capsized at the windward mark. I think that could have maybe been Luke and Emma. I'm not sure who was the third boat round. I think black kite, I don't know who that was, and then a blue kite, which I think is Rob Gullen and Maury. Cameron and Dal get a nice gust there. We just sail out of, and they're going down inside us at this point. A bit worried they won't be able to get a jibe in. Guy comes out ready for jibe, and just aware of them sinking down our hit. But take a look back, and we've just hit the gust and across the front of them. So go for the jibe. Not a fantastic jibe actually. Just about save it, but usually when that rat goes in the water, you're gonna struggle. Just unfortunately jibed out of the face of that gust. Maybe could have held on a bit longer, but we're out that gust, a bit high for a moment, then boom, straight into the pressure again, back over 18 knots. You can see my heart rate 184. I'm not sure that's actually exertion or just fear that's got it that high, and well, I take quite a big splash. So guy comes up on the wire and just give us a few more inches. I mean, it's full send really, it's pretty flat water, so you can afford to press hard still, and usually the faster you go, the easier it is to steer around the gusts. This is quite a good leg for us really. It's really clean. The jibe wasn't spectacular, but we got good pace, you know, along most of here, often around 17 knots, and get the ley line perfect. So just as we come into the leeward mark, just soak down as guy goes to the drop, and it's all timed pretty well. It goes nice and smoothly. Sheet sorted out, grabs a jib, and head up onto the breeze around the left hand mark as you look downwind, right hand gate as you look upwind, and heading now 233, so quite a header, which because we tacked out first from this little group, gives us a nice bit of leverage. And really I think we should have tacked to go back across Cameron and Daryl then, but we kind of hold on, which was a mistake in hindsight, but we were wanting to limit the manoeuvres. But we start getting lifted back up. You were just seeing 240 then, and this more 242, and that's lifting Cameron and Dowell inside us. Yeah, so lifted probably 15 degrees from where we tacked, and yeah, almost up to 250. So didn't sail across there on the best heading. 250 now. Cameron and Dowell really lifted inside us, and we go for the tack just because we don't want to come in on the port ley line, but decent enough tack. Jib sheet gets a bit caught up, but you know, don't stall out. But now this heading coming back across, yeah, isn't really good at all. It's, yeah, at least a 10 degree, 15 degree header, and unfortunately you just see Cameron and Dowell there capsize. So they tacked when it was going to be a tight cross, but capsized in the tack. Now we just have Rob and Mari, I think it is, who are out further right than us, so you can't really see them in the screen. Cameron and Dowell get the boat up pretty quickly and get going again though. And I think that's Ralph and Sophie out further right. So at this point, yeah, we're just heading for the ley line, tack in, nice and simple. I think Rob in third place might be one of these boats out right on this second beat. So control lines off, crack the jib, and kind of running out of sheet on the bareways on daylight today. There we go, nice bairway. It's quite smooth. Kite up, sheet on, and yeah, I think that's Rob and Mari in second place. We'll see in a second when they hoist the kite, see if it's a light blue kite, which I think is Rob and Mari, or whether it's a dark blue kite, which is Cameron and Daryl. But there's Rolf, just passed behind us. He was in, I think, 4th or 5th place on the water at the moment. Good boat speed though, rounded, nice strike set, and plenty of breeze. Go for the jibe. A bit of a lull. Big head up after it. We're just wondering what to do for the drop. We're a bit high for the mark, so not quite on the ley line, so we're going to have to put another jibe in. And hard about whether to soak low or do the jibe, and decided to go for the jibe quite late, but with the speed we're carrying, it's a bit of a sketchy jibe, and by the time Guy goes in to get the kite, we're already overshooting the mark. I'm looking at it, can I make the mark? Can I make the mark? Yeah, we've overshot the left-hand mark as you look downwind, so we've basically not gone through the gate, we've just missed the side of it. Got the jibe in, but yeah, now we've basically gone around the wrong side of the mark, so we've got to tack, duck the right hand mark as you look at wind, tack back. It's a bit of an epic manoeuvre in 20 knots, so you can see in the back that's the left hand gate mark as you look at wind, so we have to get back around this right hand mark, put another tack in. Bear away at this point. I'm thinking, Gullen and Mari closing us down, not far behind, but that's them in the background, blue kites. You bear off, you can see they are dropping to tack around. Face full of water, just get around, not tidy at all in that leeward mark, but we make it work. Yeah, so I think that's Rob and Mara just capsizing there. Okay, dark blue kite coming in the edge of frame on the left hand side. That's Cameron and Darryl jibe. Drop going for this right hand mark. At this point we're not really caring about heading, we're just trucking out this way just to keep it simple. But Cameron and Darryl gone past the leeward mark and capsized. Obviously something had gone wrong there, and you can see just in the left of the shot, the pink kite, that's Ralph and Sophie just overtaking the two boats in front of them. So I think they've gone from either 4th or 5th on this run through to second. Okay, it's really windy now, like you can just see the waves coming down, and how even looking downwind you can see the white caps, and looking at the spray blowing through the boat. This is Luke and Emma just on our hip, and you'll see every gust that hits their sail is just completely inside out. Ours was the same, and you can hear it in the rigging as well. We were hitting gusts and easing quite a lot of jib. The main was just absolutely inside out. Wow, you can see it, both of us just kind of putting the racks in, even just on 2 sails, ragging. Just really slows you down when you hit those gusts, and just trying to keep the boat moving and flowing is difficult. Getting the control lines off the last bear away. Crack the jib. Get a bit of a gust, wait for it. Pull the stick. Bit of a ragged bear away. Throwing myself around. You can see I don't really know where I am. Steering's not that precise. Guy comes out, but the pole's not gone all the way, so it gets the rest of it, and yeah, you can tell we're getting knackered now. It's all a bit frantic, but just one more downwind to get in before the finish, and yeah, rounded that mark and straight into straight into a nice bit of breeze, 18 knots, full send. Just trying to look under the beam. The Ralph's coming up wind again on starboard, and there you go. We just got across his bow. I think Ralph's actually up to. I think he's up to second place because Luke and Emma were got stuck capsized on a lap before, so they're way back, and I can see one other boat up there. I'm not sure if that's who that is, but it's the last jive of the race. Not fantastic, but you know, it's quite windy, and we did have to stick it in before that 400. I think ideally would have left that last jibe a little bit longer and just overlaid it and then dropped the kite and reached in from quite far out. At this point, you know, we're most of the way down the run, and I don't think Ralph's got around the windward mark in second place, so we got a nice long, just basically down to 12 knots there. This guy just strapping the kite while we get around that 400. Ease the kite again and back up over 18 knots. Full send coming down to the finish here. $19 knots as we get this gust. We realise we're not going to make it through the gate, so we have to drop the kite, and this is my fault really. I should have made the call earlier. We're missing the left hand gate. As you look at it, we've got to go through that gate before the finish and drop it, and I start to head up and I lose the tiller, spin up into wind. It was should have made that call going down that last after the last jibe. We should have just dropped early and made it simple for ourselves. And so now we're just outside of the gate again, and we just got to sail up wind around the gate and then bear off. There you go, there's the kind of right hand of the gate as you look downwind, so we just got to bear off before the other gate now and go to the finish. That's Luke and Emma just lapping. So I'll go for the bear off, and just I think I just didn't call the bear off to Guy. Like I felt it ease off and pulled the stick, but at the same time Guy stepped in and capsized again. At this point I think I started to see that there were flags up on the committee bow, and I was like, oh, have they abandoned it? And it was still in the lead at this point. The boat just sailing behind, either it was a lap behind I think, and not sure where Ralph was down the run. He wasn't too far behind us in the end, but anyway, we managed to finally get the bearway in through the finish line, race over, and yeah, probably one of the more intense races we've done for a while. It's not often you do manage to do 2 capsizes in a race and still win, so yeah, mental day out in the boat. So yeah, thanks very much for watching race review, and yeah, I'm gonna put up the other race 4 we did on the second day of the inlands as well. Some good moments in that, so check back over the winter. I think I'm gonna do some videos just on boat handling, but instead of specific stuff, I'm gonna try and do some more beginner stuff, just helping out people who are first getting into the class, learning to trapeze from the wire, tacks, jibes, just trapezing basics, plus a few more basics about rigging the boat, and just general information on the RS 800, what the class is, what the design kind of aim and philosophy of the class is. So, and if it's something you want to watch, then make sure you like the videos, yeah, subscribe to the channel, keep notifications on for more videos. Thanks for watching.